Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. So today we are going to discuss in 10th standard algebra chapter 4. Chapter name is financial planning. So in financial planning we have already discussed this two sections. Now we are going to the section 4.3. So in 4.3 what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss in 4.3 about the shares. So in the previous sections in the chapter financial planning we have discussed about GST. So in this section we are going to discuss about shares, shareholders, capitals, etc. So these all are under deleted portions. So to solve the problem part, the practice set part is only in this section. So for solving the problems in the practice set we need to know some of the information. So for knowing what is share, let us read it. To own a shop is proprietorship. When two or more individuals come together to carry out a business is a partnership. So when two or more individuals join together and they start a business, it is called the business is in partnership, means the business have partners, which requires small capital. Capital means the money fund needed to start a shop or factory. So the amount needed to start a business is called capital, small capital. So business requires a small capital, and to establish a company desiring persons come together and form a company. So how a company is formed? The desiring persons means person who wish to start a company, they all come together and form a company. Company is to be registered under the Companies Act 1956, and person who form a company are called the promoters. So the persons who formed came together and formed the company are called the promoters, and the company is called a limited company. And the amount required to start a company is called capital. So the amount money fund with which we started the company is called capital, and the capital is divided into small equal parts. So the fund which we invested to start a business, spend a business, is divided into so many parts, like rupees 1 or rupees 2 to rupees 5, or in small units of rupees 100, etc. And this small part is called share of the company. So these small parts of the amount, like you can say if a company started by spending rupees 1 lakh, then this 1 lakh rupees is divided into units of rupees 100 or units of rupees 10 capitals or shares will be there, and the small units with which the capital is divided is called the share of the company, and these shares are sold in the share market. So the parts of the units of small parts of this capital which is used to start a business are it is sold in the share market to raise the capital, means to increase more money or more fund for the company. The small unit of this amount is sold in the share market. So hope you got idea about share and how it is sold in the share market. Now we are going to learn what is a share. Share is a small unit of the capital. So we have seen what is a capital. Capital is the amount which we invested to start a business, so which is divided into small units. So each of that unit is called a share of the business. The value of the share is printed on company certificate. So the amount which we buy as share, like rupees 100 or something, which is printed on a company certificate with other details like our owner's detail, company's detail, and it is called a share certificate. So next we are going to know who is a shareholder. So a person who owns a share is called a shareholder. So when the share is sold in the share market, people will come and buy the units of shares. So the person who owns that share, buys that share, is called shareholder, and shareholder is a part of owner of the company. So when we buy a share of the company, we are actually become the shareholder or is a part of the company in the proportion of numbers of share he she holds. So we are becoming small owner or part of the ownership of that company when we buy a share. Stock exchange. Exchange is a place where buying and selling of shares take place. So these shares, small units of capitals, are bought and sold in the share market. So that place is called stock exchange, and it is also known as share market or stock market. So stock exchange means where buying and selling of share takes place, and it is also called share market or stock market. Equity market or capital market. Companies should be listed in the stock market for trading. So to sell their shares, stocks, the companies must list in the stock market for trading, means to trade their shares. So this much is for your general information. This will not related to questions which will be asked in the examination. But the next, these two terms, that is the face value and the market value, these are important because on basis of face value and market value problems are there in the set 4.3. So what is face value? So a value printed on the share certificate is called the face value of the share. So face value means when we buy a share, the company gives us a certificate where the details are printed. So the value printed on that share certificate is called a face value, and it is also called a nominal printed value, etc. And what is market value? A price at which the shares are sold or purchased in the stock market. So a value that is printed on the certificate, like ₹100 or ₹10, that is called face value, and the value at which, the price at which that shares are sold in the market is called the market value of the share. So in the live share market, the market value changes frequently. So when the demand increases for a company's capital, the market value of the share will change frequently. If a company's performance is better than expected, then those shares are in demand. If a company is performing very well, then there will be many shareholders who will come to buy the shares of that company, and number of share is fixed, therefore share supply could not be increased. So the number of share, that is how much parts we have divided that company's share, will be fixed. So we cannot increase the number of shares like ₹100 or ₹10, hence the share price increases. So the cost of that share increases. That is when we divide the share like ₹10, ₹100, there will be only fixed number of such shares. So we cannot increase that share, but what we can do, the cost of the money that we need to spend to buy that share, that can be increased. If a company is not doing well, the share prices fall. If company is not doing well, means it is not performing well, then the demand for its share will fall. Next we are going to learn dividend. This is also is based on the problems in the section 4.3. The part of an annual profit of a company which is distributed per shareholders among the shareholders is called a dividend. So when a company gets too much profit at the annual, means at in an year annual rating, profit of a company is very high profit company got, then this profit will be divided among the shareholders. Means the company's capitals are divided into, capital means the capital are sold among the shareholders like shares, and when the company gets profit, then that profit will be divided among all the shareholders, and that amount which is divided, amount of profit which is divided among the shareholders is called the dividend. So if a company is performing well, then the value of the share capital increases, hence the price of the share goes up. As a result, company gives good dividend. So if a company is performing very good, its share capital, the value, cost of the share capital increases, hence the price of the share goes up. So as a result, company goes good dividend, means then the company will get a good profit. So that amount can be divided among its shareholders. For a shareholder, the dividend income is tax free. So shareholder doesn't need to pay any tax for getting his dividend. So we have seen what is FV and MV. FV is the face value and MV is the market value. Face value is the value that is printed on the certificate, and market value is the actual cost of it when it is sold or bought in the stock market. So we can there are three conditions when comparing the face value and market value. The first condition is market value is greater than the face value, actual value. If it is rupees 100, its market value will not be rupees 100. It will be many more price will be the market value. So if market value is greater than the value printed on its certificate, then the share is at premium, means it is making profit. So when it is making profit, when market value is greater, then only it make profit. So we can say it is in premium. When MV is greater than FV, we will say MV is greater than FV, we will say it is at premium. When market value and face value are equal, that is the actual value and the value at the market is equal, then we will say share is at par. And when the market value is less than the face value, that is the value printed on the certificate, and the market value is lesser than that original value on the certificate, then we will have loss. That is the share is at, we will say that share is at a discount. So when the share is market value is higher, we will say it is at premium. When face value market value are equal, we will say it is par. And MV is less than FV, then we will be having loss. So we will say shareholder will have loss when market value is less than the face printed certificate value. So we will say share is at discount. So these conditions are important. So based on these comparisons of face MV and FV, we have to fill in the blanks like question is at the section 4.3. And now we can see examples. The first question is, suppose FV is rupees 10. The face value is 10 and market value is 15. So 10 and 15. So we can compare them. So by looking at this, we can understand that MV, if 15 is greater than 10, that is MV, market value greater than 10. And the difference between face value and market value is 15 minus 10 rupees 5. So the share will be is at premium. When MV is greater than FV, then share is at premium. And the next example is FV is rupees 10, MV is 10. FV is rupees 10, MV is 10. That means FV is equal to MV. Then we will say that the MV is equal to FV. We will say that share is at par. And the difference between them, the profit is 10 minus 10 is rupees 0. That means we don't have any dividend or profit. The share is at par when FV is equal to MV. Third example is FV is rupees 10, MV is lesser than that, only rupees 7. So when MV is less than FV, we will say the share is at discount, and the difference between FV minus MV is 10 minus 7, that is 3. So we are going to the important part of this section. So these are the formulas. 4 formulas are there which we use in solving all the problems in the section 4.3. So the first formula is sum invested. So the question will be like to find the sum invested. So how we will find the sum invested means the amount invested totally on the company. That will be the number of shares into the market value of each share. So the each share means sum invested means the total rupees amount that is invested, capital that is invested on the company. Sum invested, we can find it by multiplying the total number of shares. It will be a fixed number of shares into the market value of each share. Then we will get the total capital invested on that company currently. The next formula is for finding the number of shares. So we got this formula from the first equation, that is we put the number of shares here and we took MV to this side. So it will become divided by MV. So sum number of shares is equal to sum invested divided by market value. So if we need to find the number of shares of a company, we just need to divide the sum capital of the company, that is sum invested divided by the market value of each share. Next is the dividend. Dividend means profit. So how we will find the total profit of the company, that is rate of the dividend. So it will be given in like percentage. So rate of the dividend into its face value. So then we will get the dividend or profit of that company. Then last is rate of return. So how we will find the rate of return? So the rate of return is the when we invest in shares, it is important to know the return on investment. That means how much money we will get in return on that investment. So for finding the rate of return, dividend income divided by the sum invested. Dividend income means we will find the dividend of all the shares. That means dividend profit of all the shares divided by the sum invested, total capital that is invested into 100. So this is the equation to find the rate of return. Most of the problem will be asking find the rate of return. And the sum invested is the total amount required to purchase the shares in sum is sum invested. So the total amount to purchase the shares is all the shares. To purchase all the shares, how much money we require, that is called the sum invested. So we are going with the first question. It is like a filling the blanks. Complete the following table by writing suitable numbers and words. So we have to fill this blank. So what all are given in this? FV face value, share is at share is at means share is at par or means equal, or share is at premium means it have profit, or share is at discount means share is at loss. And the MV is given. MV means market value and face value. So we can look at the first question. Face value is 100 and share is at par. Share is at par means equal, the face value will be equal to MV. You can see the condition here. When face value equal to market value, then the share is at par. So the share is at par is given. So our first blank market value will be 100. We'll go with the second. Here face value is not given and share is at premium. Premium means it is at having profit. And MV is 575. So when the share is at premium, MV will be greater than FV. Market value will be greater than the face value. When it have premium means it have profit, market value will be greater, and the premium is 500. Means the share is at the premium 500 and the market value is 75. So for finding the face value, we need to subtract the premium or the profit is 500. So it is given the profit is 500 and market value is given. So we need to find the face value. So for that we can do the subtraction of market value minus premium. So the market value is 575 minus the premium or the profit is 500. So 575 minus 500 is rupees 75. So this will be the face value. So we can write it here. 700 is the face value. Now the third question. So here face value is 10 and also the market value is rupees 5. So here market value is less than the face value, means loss is there. So the share will be at discount. Share is at discount. So hence all the blanks are filled. We can go to the next problem. So the second question is this. We can read the question. Mr. Amol purchased 50 shares. So this person purchased 50 shares of FV. Face value rupees 100. Market value MV of the share was rupees 80, and the company had 20% of dividend. That is rate of dividend is given, and we need to find the rate of return on the investment. So to find the rate of return on the investment, we need to first need the formula. So these are the formulas. So the formula to find the rate of return. Rate of return is dividend income by sum invested into 100. So dividend income by sum invested. So we need the dividend income and also the sum invested. So the dividend income can be found out by first finding the dividend and then multiplying it with the number of shares. We will get the dividend income. So when we finding the dividend, we will get the dividend of the profit or profit of the only one share. So for finding the profit of the all the capital, we need to multiply it with the number of shares, then we will get dividend income. And the sum invested can be found out by multiplying number of shares and the market value. So and multiplying it with 100 we will get the rate of return. So first we can write what all are given in the problem. So the number of shares is 50, face value is rupees 100. So we can write that here. Face value FV is equal to rupees 100 and the market value is rupees 80. So MV is equal to rupees 80 and company has given 20% of the dividend and find the rate of return, and also number of shares is given. So number of shares is equal to 80. And now what all we need to find the rate of return, dividend income and the sum invested. So first we can find the dividend income. So finding dividend income, first we need to find the dividend or profit of the one share, then we need to multiply it with the number of shares. So the dividend of one share is equal to, what is the formula, rate of the dividend. So rate of the dividend is 20 so it is in percentage, so 20 by 100 into FV. So FV is, what is FV? FV is 100, so into 100. So this 100 and this 100 gets cancelled, so, and we will get the dividend of one share is rupees 20. Now we need to find the dividend of all the shares, that is 50 shares. So dividend of 50 shares is equal to dividend of one share, that is rupees 20, into number of shares. Number of shares is 50, so 20 into 50 it will be 10,000. Sorry, it will be 1,000. So it will be rupees 1,000. So now we get the dividend income. We got dividend income. Now what we need, dividend income we got. So now to find the rate of return we need sum invested. So the formula to find sum invested is number of shares into market value. So the sum invested is equal to number of shares into MV. So number of shares is 50 and the market value is 80. You can see number of shares is 50 and market value is 80. So 50 into 80 the value is 4,000. So it is 4,000. So now we have the dividend income and the sum invested. So now we can find the rate of return. First we will write the formula, rate of return is equal to dividend income divided by sum invested into 100. What is the dividend income? The dividend income is rupees 1,000 and sum invested is rupees 4,000. So dividend income 1,000 by sum invested 4,000 into 100. So the 100 and these two zeros will cancel. Now 1,000 by 40 is 25. So rupees 25 is the rate of return. The problem is solved. Answer is 25, rupees 25. We will go with the problem 4. The question is Deshpande, Srimad Deshpande purchased shares of face value of rupees 5 at a premium of rupees 20. Premium means profit at 20 and face value is 5, and how many shares she will get at for rupees 20,000. So for rupees 20,000 how many shares she will get, and also the face value is given and the premium is given. So in this problem what we have to find, the number of shares we need to find. Look at the question, how many shares will we get for rupees 20,000. So how much shares she will get if she spent this much, 20,000 rupees if she spends. So this money she spent will be the sum invested. The sum invested will be 20,000 and we need to find the number of shares. So the formula for finding sum invested and number of shares is this. sum invested, we have sum invested, so we can find the number of shares by dividing sum invested with the market value. So we have face value and premium, so we can find market value by adding face value and premium. Since it is profit premium, we need to add both to get the market value. First we can write what all are given in the problem. FV is given. FV is equal to rupees 5 and premium is given. Premium is equal to rupees 20. Premium is rupees 20. Now we can find the MV. MV is equal to FV plus premium, that is 5 plus 20. The market value will be 25. Rupees 25 is the MV. And now the sum invested. So sum invested is not directly given, it is given in the question, like how many shares she will get for rupees 20. If she spend rupees 20,000, how many shares she will get. So we can write it as sum invested is equal to 20,000. So now the number of shares. Number of shares is equal to, you can look at the formula, is sum invested divided by MV. So sum invested divided by MV, we will get the number of shares. Sum interested divided by the market value. So we can solve it. So the sum invested is 20,000 divided by market value 25. So we will get the answer as 800. So rupees 800 is the we have found the number of shares, so it will not be rupees. So 800 shares will be there. 800 units of shares will be there for that purchase. That capital will have 800 shares. Sorry, she will get 800 shares for rupees 20,000. So number of shares is 800. We are going with the problem 5. Sri Shanti Lal has purchased 150 shares of for face value 100 and market value 120. Company has paid a dividend of 7%. That is, rate of dividend is given. Find the rate of return on his investment. So we have to find the rate of return. So first we can write what all are given in the problem. So given that FV is 100, FV is rupees 100 and MV is rupees 120. Also the number of shares is given. Number of shares is equal to 150 shares are there, and the rate of the dividends is given as 7%. So we can find a dividend from that. So dividend is equal to the percentage of dividend into 100. So here percentage is 7, so 7 by 100 into 100. So 100 will be cancelled, so 7 will be the dividend. Now what we have to find? We have to find the rate of return. So for finding rate of return, we have to first find the sum invested and dividend income. So we have dividend here, so by multiplying dividend with the number of shares, we will get the total dividend income, and also when we multiply number of shares with the market value, we will get the sum invested. So by using both the dividend income and the sum invested, we will get the rate of return. So first we will find the dividend of 150 shares. So dividend of 1 share we have found, that is rupees 7. So we will find that of 150, that is 150 shares, that is 150 into 7. So answer is 1050 is the total dividend income. And now we can find the sum invested. Sum invested, how we will find the sum invested? Number of shares into market value, number of shares into market value, we will get the sum invested. So here market value is 120, number of shares is 150, so 120 into 150. So 120 into 150, the answer is rupees, sum invested rupees 1800. So it is 18,000 is the sum invested. So now we can find the rate of return. Rate of return, since we are finding rate of return, first we can write the formula: dividend income divided by sum invested into 100. So the dividend income is rupees 1050 and sum invested is 18,000. So we can solve that values in the, put that values in the equation. So dividend income 1050 divided by 1800, 18,000 into 100. So the zeros will be cancelled and 10 will be cancelled. So 105 divided by 18, the answer will be 5.83. it will be like 5.8333. Since we are finding rate of return, means we are finding it in percentage, so 5.83% is the rate of return. So here the section 4.3 ends.